The Florida Panthers are your 2024 Stanley Cup champions with a 2-1 W in Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers. Dennis Bernstein, David Pagnotta on the ice as we wrap up the 24 season. Our coverage of the Stanley Cup Final, as always, has been brought to you by CCM Hockey. All right, DB, Panthers, champs for the first time in franchise history. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Hockey fans, that's how you end a season. That's how you play Game 7. I've seen a ton of games. I was on the edge of my seat for the last 12 minutes of the game. The Panthers found their game. They suffocated the Edmonton Oilers in the third period. And yes, as Dave says, their first Stanley Cup championship in 30 years.
They went back to the basics.
They did.
As we talked about in the pregame. They went back to playing defensively.
Right.
They were back to playing physically. They took a lead. They held on to it. And they really didn't give the Edmonton Oilers much of anything as the game progressed from the second period on.
And some big saves from Bob.
Yes.
Bob found his game again in Game 7. Just a total team effort, but a nail-biter. And if you're an Oilers fan, got to be proud of your team. They gave it their all. They were double and triple shifting Connor and Leon at the end. They just couldn't find a way to beat Bob. And they go home trying to set some history, but they couldn't finish the story.
No, and you know what? Still a very successful season.
No question.
Without question for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid, Conn Smythe winner.
Did not come back on the ice. I get
why.
it. Yep.
Kind of understand why, but
sure.
A tremendously successful season. And as I've been saying, we've been saying all along, look, if Wayne Gretzky can lose his first Stanley Cup Final appearance, anybody can. So this is another learning curve and learning experience
for sure
for Connor, Leon, and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers.
Agreed. They'll be back. They're going to be one of the favorites next season to win it. And maybe you take this bitter Game 7 defeat, Dave, and use it as motivation next season. But let's talk about the Panthers. Like a team that just hung around, hung in. Not the most skilled team in the world, not the fastest team in the world, but when they had to, they dug deep and found a way to win Game 7.
This is a team that did it by committee and continued
to
do it by committee as the playoffs progressed and as the Stanley Cup Final progressed. And yes, there were some bumps in the road, certainly, when they lost 3 straight to the Edmonton Oilers, but they were able to rebound. And again, their depth kicked in. And who are the 2 guys that scored for the Florida Panthers that we said in our pregame needed to show up and arrive in this one? Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Reinhart, and guess what? They're Stanley Cup champs.
Yep. I called him Short Side Sam because that's how he beat Stuart Skinner. And no disrespect to Stuart Skinner. If not for Skinner, this series would have ended a long time ago. Maybe not even get to the Cup Final. But Sam Reinhart found a way. He wasn't productive, but, in the biggest spot, he found a way to beat Skinner. They raised the cup.
And as you said, big saves from Sergei Bobrovsky. He came back. And, man, what an absolute ridiculous performance by him. There were moments, we're sitting in the press box up top, there were moments everybody was just jumping up off their seat watching this guy perform, especially in the later parts of the third period.
Yeah, scrambling around. He lost his stick on a couple occasions on his backside. The puck did not cross the goal line. It was just a great performance. And, Dave, the people that questioned the day off, well, I guess he had a mental break and needed that day off to just get everything together, and he played incredibly well. He was the better goalie tonight, and again, the Panthers raised the cup.
Yeah, absolutely. The celebration is just starting here in Sunrise. Maybe they're going to go about 30 minutes away
and
to
probably
another
hit the beach.
town.
Exactly.
Have another good environment and good experience as this party is really just getting going. It's about 12:30 a.m. here in Sunrise. We anticipate this one going all night for these guys. They've already cracked open a few adult beverages and are going to be enjoying themselves for quite some time now as they are the 2024 Stanley Cup champs. For Dennis Bernstein, I'm David Pagnotta. Thank you for continuing to watch us here on the fourth period and on our YouTube page, where we will be selecting one lucky winner who has subscribed to our channel to win a free pair of CCM Jet Speed 6 skates, value over $1,000. Stick with us over the next few days here as we lead into the draft, into free agency. A lot more to come here on the fourth period, and our coverage always brought to you by CCM Hockey. See you at the draft.